to 5 million to 10 million incredibly quickly, within 3 years. And so what we actually created was just this amazing honeypot effect, which this to me is the essence of magnetic marketing. Focus all your effort on making the honey the most delicious, the most gorgeous, talked about, amazing honey that you possibly can, because when you work on the product in that way, you start to attract customers like bees, and it's a very effortless thing. So getting the products and the services at the heart of it right. So literally the business had exponential growth, and by 2001, we were making £1 million profit a year. £1 million profit a year, had 150 staff, everything was fantastic. And I was starting to win awards for my success and getting invitations from the BBC to be on television, which is what led to Dragon's Den. So everything in the garden was very rosy indeed. But I think it's true to say that in business, you're often at your most vulnerable when you've got great success, when things are going really well. You start to think you've got the Midas touch and that everything you do is going to turn to gold. So it was about this point that we decided that we were going to launch on a huge expansion program that would take us to float on the stock market in London. And we really drove the business far too fast, far too quickly. The business overexpanded, it overspent. We went from making that 1 million profit to a 4.7 million pound loss in just 18 months. And it taught me how quickly things can go wrong in business when you take your eye off the ball. And I spent 2.5 years desperately fighting to bring the business back on track and to try and save it, but we were finally forced into administration by our bank in 2005, 16 years after I'd created that business. And worse still, my fellow dragons, Peter and Theo, plucked the company out of administration for just £250,000. And I was being annihilated by the media, so it was an amazing meltdown. But in every adversity lie the seeds of opportunity. And one of the first things that happened was that I was offered a deal to write a book about my experiences. So I created Business Nightmares, which really is a book not just about my story, but the stories of 20 other successful entrepreneurs who hit a problem on their journey. And it's all about the fine line between success and failure. And every entrepreneur, and I'm sure my fellow dragons up on stage here, every entrepreneur has hit problems on their business journey and potentially was on the verge of losing their business. The interesting thing about the book Business Nightmares, it came out just a few months before all the global markets crashed. So it was an amazing timing to actually bring that book out, and actually led to a whole new business for me, which was speaking at events like this in the enterprise sector and helping other entrepreneurs on their journey. Because believe me, there are so many people who are out there with great ideas, great businesses, that really do need to have the help to assist them on their journey so that they can flourish and they can grow. But believe me, these are really tough times, and it's a real challenge for most businesses at the moment to survive and to flourish. Very few businesses in the UK are having huge success at the moment. So encouraging entrepreneurship and keeping that spark of innovation alive is so important, and it's so important, as Nick Clegg said earlier, for driving the economy in the future, because it's enterprise and innovation that is going to transform the economies which have broken down. So I thought I would just put together, just to end up, some of the key tips that I would say to you if you're starting out on your business journey. And the number one thing is follow your passion. Create a business around something that you absolutely love, because believe me, it really is the greatest gift that you can give yourself. Because when you love what you do, you never have to go to work again. So follow your passion. And one of my own coaches I've got as a mentor, I realized that I need to have coaching too. So I've got a lot of coaches who help me on my own journey. One of my coaches came up with this little way to construct a business. And that is to take all the things that you love and that you're really good at and see if there's something at the heart of it, a passion sweet center, where you can combine all of those talents into your business. And for me, I'm really passionate about business, and I'm also passionate about empowerment and energy. And I have a great love of theater and showbiz. And so my coach said to me, why don't you create an events division? And that's what I did, starting to create events to inspire and motivate entrepreneurs on their journey. That's just one small example of how you can combine lots of different passions and talents into creating a business. Because what's happening at the moment is we're all being drawn to our highest soul purpose. And so if whatever you're doing isn't working, it might be that maybe you're going after the money, maybe you're going after a business because you logically think it's the right sector. I would really say to you, go with your heart, go with the thing that you are most passionate about, because when you work from that passion energy, it's much easier to attract clients and to engage people with your vision. The second thing is do it on your own. I see so many entrepreneurs who partner up with maybe their husband or wife or their best friend, and somehow it feels a lot safer that way. And I come across so many businesses which I try and help where partnerships have gone terribly wrong and all the energy is on infighting. So I'd recommend to you, go it alone. Put yourself at the helm of your business. Doesn't mean to say don't build a team around you that are really great and that can support you, but you be the principal of your business. You be the chief decision maker. Dare to be different. In sectors, as a small business, you can't just be 10% better or 20% better. You need to be 200% better to achieve standout as a small business amongst the sea of marketing messages. So daring to be different, looking at the conventions of your sector and then asking yourself how you can go 180 degrees in the opposite direction. Having the confidence not to just follow what everyone else is doing, that is the way that you're going to achieve standout and start to reinvent the way that your sector is done. Strong brands sell. And by a brand, I don't just mean a logo. I mean creating a whole brand character and identity. We talked to the guys about it just earlier before the break. You have got 7 seconds in marketing, 7 seconds to engage people before they've clicked out of your website or they've walked away from your product in a store. It's a tiny, tiny amount of time. So you need to make sure that your brand and all of your collateral on your website and your packaging or whatever it is speaks to people instantly within 7 seconds, not just to say what you do, but what's in it for me as the consumer. And this one thing about being able to communicate that within 7 seconds will dramatically transform marketing. Focus on sales, sales, sales. 80% of your time as an entrepreneur should be devoted to driving sales and turnover, because when you've got sales, everything else in a business is really easy to fix. So I'd really urge you, delegate everything apart from selling and marketing and joint ventures and the things that are going to drive your business forward. So key. Waste your time on non-profit generating activities. Woo. That's Nick Clegg going. Okay, your customers are your biggest marketing department. When customers love what you do and they can't help but buy your product, and then they tell all their friends about it and they tweet about it and they love it and they're passionate about it, that is an amazing free marketing department at your disposal, and it comes back to building that